Now we're going to move into the sustainability initiatives. This is a group of projects that are really about creating community. There's an energy focus and a kind of environmental focus to these, but it's also a quality of life focus that you'll see here. The first of those is the Green Space Plan. This is an initiative that came about because the City of Atlanta a couple of years ago did a study that looked at park space, public green space throughout the entire City of Atlanta and identified Howard Shook's Council District, which is where we're all sitting, as dead last in terms of having public green space. We have 2.14 acres per 1,000 people, and we should have about 15. So we're really lacking when it comes to green space, and if you think about really world-class cities, the ones that you want to visit, they all are a lot better than this when it comes to green space. So it's a very important thing that we're working on here. So what we did, basically, Howard came to us and said, you know, this is going to be my mission. This is something I want to bring back to the community. I've served my time giving to the whole city by my tenure as the finance chair. I want to do something that comes home to my district. So let's figure out how to solve this. So it's another great example of the organizations working together. We actually had, BATMA came up with the scope of services, secured the services of a consultant, and then we had a grant from the Atlanta Regional Commission, funding from the Community Improvement District, and also from the Buckhead Coalition that made this planning effort go. It was about an 18-month process, and again, it was very much a public engagement process. We don't do anything without everybody being at the table, and this one really did start to show how we were all really working together. One of the challenges we've had is that this community has been very polarized historically, and you're seeing that really start going away. The scars from Georgia 400 are really healing, and the community is working together a lot. And initiatives like this that bring everybody to the table are really important in making that happen. I guess the set of programs that came out of this is known as the Buckhead Collection. This is basically the green space plan for the community for District 7. It includes 7 different systems in it, which are all basically different types of parks. We go from everything to civic spaces and the commercial areas, all the way down to sports facilities, community parks. Neighborhood parks are a huge need. We don't have a lot of the smaller parks and the playgrounds that people can come and meet their neighbors and bring their children. And also addressing, this is kind of an interesting one, we have over 35,000 dogs in Buckhead. Who knew? So we're actually have a number of recommendations in here that address dog parks. And that's not only just for the kind of destination dog parks, but for those of you who live in the high-rise residential areas, you need a place to go walk your dog, to curb your dog. So there's significant recommendations for that. Conservation, like the Blue Heron Nature Preserve. Have any of you ever been there and are aware of it? Not many, and it's a great resource in the community where you really feel like you're in the middle of nature. And then also looking at our streets and making complete streets instead of just sewers for cars. So this collection identifies 106 acres that need to be added to our green space system. Any of you who are real estate people in the audience who know the value of an acre in Buckhead know what that price tag looks like. It's not inexpensive, so we really need to be smart about how we're moving things forward with this. We actually are already seeing a number of things moving forward in terms of a few different parks that we're getting in place, and some of the zoning initiatives that we'll show you later are implementing recommendations directly out of this. The next program is our hazardous waste collection event, or our eco collection. We have done this program twice now. It's an annual event that we sponsor with Yolanda Adrian and Howard Shook. And what this is a time for all of the Buckhead residents and businesses to collect all of the things that they don't know how to get rid of properly, so they don't end up in the landfill or medications don't end up in our water and come back to haunt us later. We take everything from light bulbs and batteries to paint, to oil-based paint, to chemicals, yard waste, pesticides, can't say that today. All of those things come into play here. Typical events, about 500 people, and some of the key things we've gotten, first year, my favorite thing was we got 60 gallons of meds. Picture that, 60 milk jugs up here just full of pills. That's what we collected. We also had a jar of mercury that was brought in, and we made sure that all of those things are disposed of properly. Some of them are recycled, but others that can be recycled are actually disposed of by an organization that does the Gulf cleanup. So building on the recycling program, recycling is done by the city for the residents, but it's really not done in the commercial sector in any sort of coordinated fashion. And that's something we wanted to change. We really wanted to look at this and put together a community-wide program where all of the commercial side was working together so we had an ability to collect some data and understand what we're really achieving in terms of recycling. We are working on this program. It's actually in, we've got 8 participating partners on it already. What we're doing essentially is working with our partner, Sustainable Solutions Group. We're leveraging the buying power of all the buildings in the area. We're coming in and analyzing the waste hauling contracts, right-sizing those to cut the cost for the property owner, and then focusing on the diversion to decrease the amount of waste that's going to landfills. This program is pretty groundbreaking because it is leveraging the buying power. It's also really attractive to the trash haulers because we're creating route density for them. You know, if you're a portfolio manager, you think, well, I can bid out all my buildings at once. If you're the trash hauler, there's no savings in that for them. But if all those buildings are in one place, they've got a lot better ability to direct that. So we're taking advantage of that and leveraging that to make a recycling program for the whole community. And actually all the other office markets are starting to copy us on that program. We also are just about to embark on the Better Buildings Challenge. Many of you that work or are down in the Midtown and downtown areas are probably aware of this. It's an energy-focused program. The entire goal is reducing energy consumption for the building 20% by 2020. So you'll see us in the next year jumping into this program. It's tremendously successful. One of the things that's so interesting about it is Atlanta is leading the entire nation on this program. And y'all know we're not typically in the lead when it comes to environmental programs. So we're really excited to be a part of that. What this does is provides free energy audits for the buildings and then helps you by connecting you with the services and the financial markets and mechanisms available to deliver those services. So this is coming in 2013.